generally, especially on the matters that have been raised by the Honorable T.J. Kajwang, who has asked a question about a person who is elected as a member of parliament, and in this case, a senator, whether this senator is eligible for election as a speaker. And I have also listened to the various submissions on the matter by the members who have spoken from both sides of the House. I have also looked at the relevant provisions of the Constitution and the law, and I now wish to communicate my findings on this matter. Honorable members, Article 106(1)(a) of the Constitution provides that there shall be a Speaker of each Parliament who shall be elected by the House in accordance with the standing orders from among persons who are qualified to be elected members of Parliament but are not such members. The relevant qualification for election as a member of Parliament are set out in Article 99(1)(a) and (b) of the Constitution. That is, that the person is registered as a voter and also has satisfied any educational, moral, and ethical requirements prescribed by the Constitution or by an Act of Parliament. Additionally, Article 99(2) provides that a person is disqualified from being elected a member of Parliament if that person is a state officer or a public officer other than a member of Parliament, has at any time within the 5 years immediately preceding the date of election held office as a member of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, has not been a citizen of Kenya for at least the 10 years immediately preceding the date of the election, is a member of a county assembly, is of unsound mind, is an undischarged bankrupt, is subject to a sentence of imprisonment of at least 6 months as at the date of registration as a candidate or at the date of election, or is found in accordance with any law to have misused or abused a state or public office, or in any way to have contravened the provisions of Chapter 6 of the Constitution. Honorable members, let me just go through my finding. First thing I would want to say about the issues that have been raised by members is that on the 5th of September, after the candidate submitted his nomination papers, the candidate in question, pursuant to Standing Order 5 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I did write to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission seeking confirmation as to whether this particular candidate is qualified to be elected as a member of Parliament under Article 99 of the Constitution, and whether or not is such a member. In a letter dated 6th, please just listen. In a letter dated 6 September 2022, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission wrote back to me, confirming that pursuant to Article 99 of the Constitution and Section 24 of the Election Act, number 24 of 2011, Moses Masika Wetangula is a registered voter. Fact number 00 105 121 119 09 45 11 in Kambuchai constituency, and the independent and the IEBC indicated that he is duly qualified to contest for election as Speaker of the National Assembly. Honorable members, as you all know, the IEBC is a body established by Article 88 of the Constitution of Kenya and charged with the registration of voters and registration of candidates for election. So the determination by the Commission is formally on record in my office. Secondly, Honorable members, now allow me to draw you to Article 74 of the Constitution, which the Honorable Duale has made reference to, and which provides that before assuming office or a state office, acting in a state office or performing any functions of a state office, a person shall take and subscribe the oath or affirmation of office in the manner and form prescribed by the third schedule or under an act of parliament. It should also be noted that the third schedule to the Constitution sets out various forms of national oaths of affirmation for state officers, including the one for members of parliament. Honorable members, a comparative glance, even at jurisdictions elsewhere in the world, and I would like to quote the United Kingdom, a member of parliament is not deemed to be a member until that person has taken the required oath of office. In the United Kingdom, honorable members, members of both houses of parliament are required by law to take an oath of allegiance to the crown, and MPs cannot take their seat, speak in debates or vote or receive a salary until they have taken oath of affirmation. In fact, in the UK, the seats could be declared vacant if you make such a mistake. And in the United States of America, the Constitution also requires members of the Congress to take and to be bound by an oath of office of affirmation as such. So members usually take the oath before they have assumed office. In view of the stated provisions of Article 74 of the Constitution, members, it is clear that a person who has been elected to serve as a member of parliament retains his status as a member of the public until they assume office as a member of parliament by taking or subscribing to the oath or affirmation of a member of parliament as set out in the third schedule to the Constitution. And lastly, honorable members, let me finish. In any event, even if we were to overlook the provisions of Article 74 of the Constitution relating to the assumption of office, as I have enumerated, and argued that there was need for the senator to resign from office, may I now confirm that I am in receipt of a letter dated 29th August, written by the Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula, addressed to the Speaker of the Senate, in which he communicated in writing to the Speaker of the Senate his decision to resign from his position as a senator-elect for Bungoma. Now, this letter is addressed to the office of the Speaker of the Senate, which by virtue of the provisions of Article 106(1)(2) only became vacant when the new Senate first met today. So the spirit of the Constitution espoused under Article 103(1)(c) is that the seat automatically becomes vacant upon receipt of the resignation of a letter, and there is no corresponding obligation imposed on the Speaker to accept or decline the resignation. Therefore, honorable members, in the present circumstances, and guided by the provisions of Article 74 of the Constitution, and the letters from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and from the Honorable Moses Wetangula, I have satisfied myself that the Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula is qualified for election as a Speaker of the National Assembly. The House is accordingly guided.